25 minutes past 9, 97.3 CDFM. Are you an enterprise life policy holder? Have you ever received communication about your life policy or feedback on premium payments made? If not, then kindly update your contact details with us to enable us serve you better and to avoid missing out on relevant information regarding your life policy. To update your policy details, simply dial star 714 star 100 hash on your mobile phone and follow the simple steps. Call us on 0307 034 444. Visit any of our 29 branches nationwide with a valid national ID or send an email to customerservice.life@enterprisegroup.com.gh or simply go to enterprisegroup.com.gh for more information. Alright, so it's been 12 weeks of dramatization and discussion on topical issues in the financial sector. We called it the SMART campaign. You deserve to know. It was a series developed and sponsored by the SMART campaign of the Center for Financial Inclusion at Action. This morning, I have in studio Kwashi Agbito, who is the manager for Global Advisory Solutions Africa for Action. We are doing a wrap of what we've been doing for the past 12 weeks on this show every Tuesday. Kwashi, great to have you. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard.
Hope you're well.
I'm good.
Good. Well, it's been 12 weeks of interesting drama and all those things we've been having. Tell me about the SMART campaign and its activities.
The SMART campaign was founded in 2009 and it works globally to create an environment in which financial services are delivered in a safe and responsible manner. The campaign started with a focus on the microfinance industry, but with time it has been embraced by commercial banks and then insurance sector, and also those who are into digital finance. The major goal of the campaign is to put the client at the center of the operations of FSPs. The campaign believes that by FSPs incorporating the client protection principles into their operations, then they can build strong and lasting relationships with their clients. And then once the relationship is lasting, then what it means is that the client retention rate is higher. And once the client retention rate is higher, it means that you can reduce the cost of operations. And once the cost of operations is reduced, then that means that there's a positive impact on the profitability.
Brilliant. You spoke about the client protection principle. It came up a number of times in the past 12 weeks. Talk to us a bit on what this principle is.
So I'll try to summarize it. It's loaded, but I'll try to summarize it. The principles emanated from a series of dialogues with leading industry players. There are 7 principles in all. And for each of these principles, there are a couple of standards, but I'll try to summarize it. Number 1 is appropriate product design and delivery. The campaign believes that product must be designed in such a way that it does not cause harm for the client. So, for example, that for example, if you take a loan, the loan comes with a repayment schedule. So, if the repayment schedule is not tailored to the cash flow of the clients, that is likely to create a negativity for the client. So, for example, if you pick my uncle who's a farmer in my village, his repayment schedule should not be the same as maybe the woman who sells grocery at the Makola market, because they have different cash flow patterns. Number 2, prevention of over-indebtedness. Yes, FSPs are in business to make profit, but it doesn't mean that if a client walks into your premises, you don't evaluate the capacity of the client before you give out loans. So it's very important that FSPs do some capacity analysis before they give out loan, because if you give out a loan and the client is not able to pay, what you are doing is that 1, you are harming the client, and 2, when your non-performing loans increase, that will lead to the collapse of your business. Number 3 is transparency. The campaign believes that terms and conditions should be communicated in a clear and timely manner in the language that the client understands. So, for instance, if the client cannot read and write, and maybe the only language the client understands is maybe Akan, the contract, for instance, has to be explained in that language for the client to understand. Number 4 is responsible pricing. The campaign believes that prices, when I say price, I mean interest rate, fees and commissions must be set in such a way that it benefits both the client and then the FSP. So, for instance, we know of cases where the interest rate on loans are very excessive, but then when it comes to savings or deposits, people are giving very low interest rates. 5 is fair and respectful treatment of clients. So the campaign believes that there should not be any discrimination against clients, and then aggressive behavior towards clients should not be encouraged. And number 6 is privacy of client data. So the campaign believes that irrespective of where the FSP operates, they should respect the laws of the country as far as privacy of client data is concerned. And the final one is a mechanism for complaint resolution. So the FSPs are expected to put in place mechanism where clients can complain and seek redress if they have issues.
You said this campaign was in response to, or was part of a global effort.
Yes.
And the campaign is part of a broader effort. What informed the decision to undertake this project, this radio campaign in Ghana?
It's mainly to make consumers aware of the issues that people are facing in the sector. For example, that, and that has come up several times during the past 12 weeks, that the Bank of Ghana, for instance, passed guidelines on transparency and recourse, for example. But you'll be surprised to know that many people got to know about it, the very first time we spoke about it on your network. And so the campaign aims at creating awareness in terms of client protection.
Let's talk about the themes in the campaign, because the theme covered 4 areas. The campaign covered 4 areas: fraud, transparency, responsible borrowing, and recourse. Why these sectoral or selected themes?
Well, these themes were, I must say, carefully selected based on happenings in the sector. And then we also engage key stakeholders. So stakeholders here means we spoke with consumer groups. We also had discussion with the FSPs themselves, and then the Bank of Ghana. And then we came out with these things because we saw that those were the issues that most of the FSPs, the Bank of Ghana itself, and their clients wanted us to touch on.
Very interesting indeed. So we are talking to Kwashi, who is the manager for Global Advisory Service Solutions for Action, about the SMART campaign. Now, I have a few questions I'll ask listeners, but not now. Let's continue. Let me ask you, what some of the other initiatives by the SMART campaign in Ghana besides the radio campaign? What else are you doing?
The campaign is actively engaging the Bank of Ghana, and we are doing similar things in several countries where we are also engaging the regulators, on ways to engender best consumer protection practices, in the industry. For the Bank of Ghana, we are working with them to digitize their recourse processes. So, for instance, if maybe a client has some issues, like we mentioned in the previous weeks, they can make reports to the Bank of Ghana, but the process is manual, and so we are helping them to digitize the process. Last year, we trained selected people from umbrella institutions, so the savings and loans companies, GAMFIN, on how to conduct what we call client protection exercises. And so by this doing, they can help the FSP to improve on their client protection practices.
So would you say that after 12 weeks of the broadcasts, the drama and the Q&As we've been doing, running concurrently with the social media campaign, the main objectives have been achieved?
Yeah, I would say a big yes. And it's not surprising because the issues that were covered in the series are, as you are aware, everyday issues. These were issues that everybody could relate to. Besides that, we have had feedback from umbrella associations about the issues that we have discussed, and so based on this feedback, we believe that we have chalked some success as far as the campaign is concerned. Of course, your medium is also has a wide listenership base, and so that is also a plus for the campaign.
So, who have been your partners for this project then?
Financial Inclusion Africa, the Bank of Ghana, and of course CTFM, these are our partners for this project.
So are we done? What is next? We've done 12 weeks. We've educated people. What's the next step for this project?
We are not done. There are two things. First, to create awareness, and then to change, people's behavior. Like I indicated earlier on, we believe that the awareness creation bit has been achieved. But if you create awareness, but then people don't change their behavior, what it means is that the overall objective of the campaign has not been achieved. And so that changing behavior takes some time. And so what we plan to do is to engage a third party to conduct series of focus group discussions, and then based on the feedback that we get from that focus group, that will inform the next step for the campaign.
So what about financial service providers who want some free resources to improve their client protection practices? Where can they go? Where can they get that information?
No, there are tons of resources on our website. So www.smartcampaign.com. If they go to the website, they can get access to templates and training materials that can be used to improve client protection practices in their institutions.
Well, we thank you for being on the show, and we appreciate Believing in CTFM for being your partner on this campaign. And we will continue with the education, and we just want you to give us your final comments to listeners about the 12 weeks of responsible borrowing, recourse, fraud, transparency, and all those things we've been doing. What are your final comments?
We have said the discussions really by touching on the key issues. Our focus was mainly on the banks, savings and loans companies, and microfinance institutions. But from where I sit, I know that there are lots of client protection issues in the insurance sector as well. And so I'll urge the National Insurance Commission to also come up with guidelines, just like the Bank of Ghana did, so that clients can be protected. And I want to say a big thank you to CTFM for a good job. I always hear you talk about radio for development, but I saw this in practice because you owned the conversation and you drove it. And so thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Kwashi Agbito from Asion, investing in individuals, improving our wealth. And we hope the 12 weeks have been useful to you. And later on, we'll find out how we can give you some opportunities to win some fantastic prizes from this campaign.